Right, there we go. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. We are here once again with the Ultimate Racing League for round 3 of the Saturday Championship. Now, as you can see on the screen, we are at Wilkins Glen. Obviously, this race is an endurance race, so it's 29 fierce laps around this track. So they do have to use all 3 tyre compounds. It is GR3 and they can use whatever GR3 car they want as long as it's got 4 wheels and an engine. It doesn't matter what car it is. So anyway, coming to the grid, there was no qualifying. It was done by random number generator. So on pole was Mr. Cool Runnings, and he starts on... Okay, so we have Mr. Cool Runnings on pole. He starts on the Porsche and on hard tyres. Mini is in the Vision in second on mediums. Sid the Sloth is in the Supra and on mediums. Dirk is fourth, and he is in the BMW M6, I believe that is. I'm not sure. It could be the M6 or the Endurance. It could be the Sprint or the Endurance. I'm not 100% sure. Grasshopper is in another Vision in 5th. He starts on the mediums. Brian the Mechanic is in another Supra, and he starts on softs in 8th, 6th. Stormfly starts 7th. He is in the Mercedes AMG 20, I believe, and he starts on the mediums. Stealth is in the AMG 20. Starts on the mediums and starts in 8th. Peter is in the M6 Sprint, and he is on softs and in 9th. Phaser is on the M6 Sprint, and he is in 10th and starts on the hards. Rufus, aka myself, starts 11th on hards on the Mercedes AMG 20, and Silly Shot in the AMG 20 starts on softs and starts at the back. So with this number generator, it can be good for some people and really bad for others. But anyway, let's get this race going. Let's get this 29 lap race on the way and see how everyone goes. So Mr. Cool Running leads them down to the start finish straight, waiting for the 5 lights to go out. And all the lights are out, and they are go for round 3. Bring it down to the first corner. Gets round without an issue. But he's already got Mini all over the back of him. And Dirk is there in 3rd. Got past Sid already. Sid's dropped down to 5th with Dirk and Grasshopper getting past Sid straight away. He's already got Bry coming past him now as well, so Sid isn't having the greatest start. And the Storm's got past Sid as well. But everyone has got around to start first corner without an issue. But everyone's going, so Dirk's had a good start. He's up to 2nd so far. He's already made a move on Mr. Cool, gone on the inside, and then Dirk's taking the lead from Mr. Cool, but Mr. Cool's coming back at him. They are side by side. Is Mr. Cool going to be to keep that first place, or is Dirk going to get in at the end of this corner? Oh, Mini's coming into play as well. Oh, there's a big bump there. So he's dropped down a little bit there, unfortunately, but he's back up to 3rd, but he's being swamped at the moment by everyone. He's side by side. Storm just ahead of him by a whisker, but he's not letting Storm go. Brian the Mechanic's there in 5th. Grasshopper's there in 6th. Stealth's there in 7th. Sid's there in 8th. Silly's there in 9th. Phaser's there in 10th. Pete is there 11th, and Rufus still down in 12th. So Silly's had a good start, but Rufus hasn't really had that great start. So Mini has got the lead at the moment. Oh, they've been coming together. who's it between Mr. Cool and Storm? Let's have a look to see what happened here. Oh dear, there was a little bump there, but never mind, it happens. I now think there might be a safety car coming in here since 2 people are off. Right, so Mini has the lead on lap 2 with Dirk there in 2nd, Bry there in 3rd, Grasshopper there in 4th, Stealth there in 5th, Sid there in 6th, Silly there in 7th, Phaser in 9th, Pete in 8th, Phaser in 9th, Rufus there in 10th. So yeah, they are all definitely in safety car mode now. Just waiting for the others to get back up, to catch back up to them, and then they will get going again. There's Doorman Cool there now. Think they're going to go on the start-finish straight. And yep, they are all going again, they're all off. So Mini's got a good start there to get what he's already pulled a gap over Dirk by a little bit. Then Bry's there in 3rd, Grasshopper's there in 4th, he's got Delphi all over the back of him. But it looks like Grasshopper has pulled a little bit of a gap over Stealth, but Stealth's got Sid there trying to get past. Well, Sid just got past Delphi there, so he's had a great start back up, but then he's gone completely off. Oh, there's been a coming together from Grasshopper and Bry. Let's have a look, see what happened here. Come around the chicane. Gets that bit wrong. Oh, gets that bit wrong. Oh, and then he clips Grasshopper, so that's very unfortunate. But there will be no safety car this time because we are on lap 3 and it's only the first 2 laps that a safety car can be called. So when he has the lead, he's got Dirk all over his rear, well, trying to catch him back up. I mean, he's trying to stay ahead, trying to keep Dirk away from him. Silly Shot is up to 3rd now, so he's not doing too badly considering he started at the back. Pete's there in 4th. Then they've got a bit of a gap to Stealth in 5th. With Sid there in 6th, Storm there in 7th, Mr. Cool there in 8th, Phaser there in 9th, me Rufus in 10th, looking to try and get past Phaser. And obviously Grasshopper's there at 11th, and he's got Brian Mechanic behind him right in the back. So Rufus has been the first person to take to the pits to get off them hard tyres, because you have to run a minimum of 3 laps on the hards. So he decided to now come off the hards and go on to a better tyre, so he's now going to have work to do. So I've missed it, but Dirk has taken the lead now. Dirk has got the lead. Minnie's just behind him in second, with Silly there in third, Pete there in fourth. Looks like Pete's really trying to put Silly under a lot of pressure here, trying to get past him. Let's run on board with Silly. So he's got a bit of a gap to Minnie, and then there's Pete right behind him there. Like Pete gets around that corner a lot better than Minnie does. He's right on his rear bumper. Looks like he's going to try and make a move here. Does he? No, he doesn't. Didn't even try to make a move there. Wasn't close enough by the looks of it. Oh, Minnie gets that a little bit wrong. That's allowed Silly to close the gap on him. He's going for it here. Really looks like he wants to get past Minnie here, but he's not at the moment. He keeps to the line and he gets through that corner a lot better than Minnie does, allowing him to go for the move. And he's got it done there, but is Minnie going to be to come back at him here? Or will Silly be able to keep him behind him? Pete just behind him in fourth, got a half-second penalty, so that's going to cost him a little bit. Then Stealth is there in fifth. He's got the Stormageddon right behind him. Looks like Stormy's going to try and do a sneaky one here, go around the outside, but he hasn't been able to do that. But he's got Stormageddon all behind him. Really trying to pile the pressure onto Stealth, and he's gone for it. He's got past. There's a good move there from Stormflight up to fifth. Stealthy now down to sixth place. And then there's a bit of a gap to Phaser, who's got Grasshopper all over his rear bumper. Oh, got a bit twitchy there, allowing Grasshopper to go for a part of the move here. But he hasn't been able to do it, so he's still behind him, and his Bridal Mechanic is right behind him as well. Oh, looks like it was got a bit twitchy there. That's allowed Grasshopper to go for a move and get past. And now Fraser's got Bridal Mechanic right behind him, trying to get past. But is Bright getting ready to get past in this corner? Oh, he's gone for a move. And he's been able to do it. Bright's got past there. He got through that corner a lot better than Phaser did. Mr. Cool there is in 10th. Sid there in 11th. And obviously me Rufus there in 12th. On the soft tyres, but he was the first person to take to the pits, so he's trying to make up for lost time after changing from the hards onto the softs. So it's lap 6. We come up to the front to see how they're doing. Dirk has got the lead. And he is pulling away from Minnie, whereas Minnie's got Pete right behind him at the moment, looking to try and get past. But yeah, Pete has got that third. He's trying to close the gap on Mini, but not having much luck at the moment. But he probably may have to pit soon because of his tyre wear. Silly there in fourth. He's trying to close that gap on to Pete, and then you've got the Storm there in fifth, closing the gap. He pulled away from Stealth, and he's starting to put pressure under Silly. He wants to get past him there. He is on the medium tyres. And Stealth there just coming out of the chicane. And then Grasshopper there in seventh, trying to make up for lost time after that coming together with Bry. But he is gradually closing that gap on Stealth. And Brian Mechanic there in eighth. He's lost a bit of time for Grasshopper there. And Phaser there in ninth now, so he's dropped down. He was ahead of both of them, but he's gradually dropped down behind the both of them. Mr. Cool there in 10th. And now there's Sid there in 11th, and he's got Rufus coming up behind the back of him, looking to try and get past here. It is medium tyres versus soft tyres. So they're going to ham and tongs here. Rufus really wants to get past Sid here. Trying to go up the inside of Sid here, but he's not been able to at the moment. Bry is now the second one into the pits. Rufus has got the opportunity to try and get past here. They are side by side. Pete's in the pits as well. And Rufus has got past here. So Rufus is now up to ninth place after obviously Bry's just on his way out of the pits now. And Bry is coming back out on the hards, and Pete's come out on the mediums. So back up to the front, Dirk has got a decent lead over Mini. He's got the Stormageddon right behind him in third, looking to try and get that position off of him. And there's Silly there in fourth. Oh, Mini went out very wide there. That's allowed Silly to get that position. Silly to get Storm to get past. Silly's trying to get past now. He's on going around the outside of Mini, and he's just got past there. So it's a good move there by Silly. But Mini's going to come back at him. Silly's shot could be going into the. Yep, Silly's shot is going into the pits now, so he's going to be coming off the softs, and he will be going on to. I'm not sure what tyre he will be going on to next. So that's allowed Stealthy to get up to fourth. Grasshopper's up to fifth. Is Silly going to get out of the pits before Phaser? Before Phaser gets there. Yeah, no he doesn't. Phaser gets past him. Silly manages to get out just ahead of Mr. Cool, but if there's an opportunity for Mr. Cool to get past here, he's got to do it quickly while Silly's just come out on hard tyres, and they're going to be cold as well. Usually takes a lap for a tyre to warm back up again. And there's going to be no advantage either because they're both on hard tyres. Then Rufus there in ninth position. He's probably going to have to pit soon because his right front is buggered. And Pete's right behind him there in 10th. Looks like Pete's trying to catch him up. And it's Sid there in 11th and Bry there in 12th, well back there, quite far back, so he's got work to do. So they are on lap 10 now. Dirk still leads and he does have the fastest lap with a 1:46.3. And he's going quicker again, but we're on lap 10, so we've got 19 laps to go. No, 19 laps of this 29 lap race to go, so we are not quite halfway yet. Stormageddon there is he's in second. First, second are both on medium tyres. Mini's on medium, so top four are all on medium tyres. Stealth's got a second penalty to gonna have to rub off, so that's gonna give Mini the breathing room, and that should allow Grasshopper to get that fourth place. He might, well, if or buts, he might be able to get that position off Stealth here. Let's just stay with Grasshopper here and see if he can get past. Yeah, he can, so that's Grasshopper up to 4th, Stealth down to 5th now. And then there's a bit of a gap to Phaser in 6th, Silly in 7th, Mr. Cool in 8th. Pete there in 9th, so Pete's got past Rufus now, and they both just had to serve a penalty. Probably think Rufus may be going to the pits this lap to get rid of those change those fresh set of soft tyres. Yep, he has. He's going in to change them softs. It looks like he went over that yellow mark penalty line as well, so he may be getting a penalty here. So he'll come out with a 3-second penalty. So Silly Sloth is going to get into 10th. Brylan Mechanic should... Oh, no, I don't. Brylan Mechanic should just about get past Rufus here. I don't think Rufus will get out of the pits before Bry gets there. Yeah, no, he won't. Yeah, Bry's well past. So Rufus is just coming out of the pits now. He's come out on the medium tyres. He does not have a 3-second penalty, so that's lucky there. But he's back down to last now. So anyway, back up to the front on lap 11. Dirk is still leading, with a quite big lead with Storm there in second. But we just know Stormageddon's literally gonna start to fly now and open his engines up and just close that gap on Dirk really quickly probably, but that is a very he might not be able to. Dirk might be able to keep it there. Mini there in 3rd with Grasshopper chasing Mini down, and Stealth there, he's dropped off a little bit there in 5th, and obviously there's a big gap to Phaser in 6th. Silly there in 7th. Silly's now going into the pits to change his tyres. Mr. Cool there in 8th. So Silly will come out of the pits and drop down to 9th. So Sid will get past Silly here, so will Bry. So Silly will drop down to 11th position. Rufus has half a second penalty here, so there's not going to be any. And Rufus is not too far behind. He can close that gap if he does just some flying laps. Let's go back up to the front. Lap 13, Dirk still has the lead. They still got quite a good gap to Stormfly, but the question is going to be, when are these two going to have to pit? Because they will have to pit soon, because they both started on the medium tyres. They've still got to run the hards and the soft tyres, so they've got to pit twice. Dirk's going purple again, so he's on a faster lap now. Whether he can keep it all in the purple, we do not know. So now we've got third, Mini and Grasshopper battling it out, both in the same type of car. No, Grasshopper is not able to get past yet. He is trying to. Let's just stay with D2 at the moment, because this looks like it's the biggest battle at the moment. Grasshopper is right on Mini's tail, trying to get past. They are both on the same. They are both on medium tyres as well. So Mini's doing a good job defending against Grasshopper at the moment. You can see Stealthy just behind him, looking to try and close that gap. Stormfly has now taken to the pits to get off their medium tyres and go on to, I don't know yet. So Mini will take second spot. Is Grasshopper going to have the opportunity here to get past? Looks like he's eyeing it up. But no, he's unable to get past here, so that's one difficult, because they're driving the same car, same make of car. It's very difficult to pass someone, but it looks like Grasshopper got out of the first corner a lot better than Mini did. That's allowed him to go for it to get past. They are side by side. Who's going to be on the brakes first here? Looks like that might have been Mini, allowing Grasshopper to get up to second. So Stealthy is now in the pits now. And Grasshopper's already pulled away from Mini now. He's already started to pull that gap up. They will probably be in the, but they probably will be in the pits shortly. What about Dirk? Yeah, he will be in the pits this lap. Gets into it. Yep, he's got into it without an issue. But will Grasshopper and Mini be able to get around before Dirk gets out of the pits? He is refueling now. It's a little bit there from Grasshopper. Looks like they could both get around. Yeah, they both get around the first corner before Dirk does. Dirk just coming out of the pits now, so Dirk's down to third. Phaser's there in fourth. He's got Stormfly all over the back, all over his rear bumper, looking to try and get that position off of him. But Phaser will have to pit at some point. Well, Storm got out of that corner a lot better than Phaser did. He's been able to go for a move, so that's Storm is now up to 4th. Phaser's dropped down to 5th. But it looks like while Phaser is still in Storm's slipstream, he's still going to try and keep Storm close to him if he can. And Pete there in 6th. Mr. Cool there in 7th. And then they've got big gap to Stealth there in 8th. And Silly there in 9th. Sid there in 10th. And Me Rufus there in 11th. Trying to close that gap onto Sid the Sloth at the moment, but Sid does have that second penalty, so that should allow Me Rufus to close that gap. But Sid's just made a mistake here, so that should allow Me Rufus to close that gap on him significantly. Yeah, so it's caught right up to him, so it should, as soon as Sid serves that penalty, Rufus should be able to get past without an issue. Yeah, he can, so Rufus is now up to 10th, Sid's down to 11th, and Bry is well behind in 12th at the moment. So let's go up to Phaser and Mr. Cool are now into the pits. So Grasshopper's pulled away from Mini now in 1st position. He will probably be in the pits this lap though. Mini the same, Mini will probably be in the pits as well. Whereas Dirk is trying to close that gap on Mini, but because Mini will be going into the pits shortly, doesn't really need to worry too much. But is Dirk going to wait until Mini goes into the pits, or is he going to try and pass him before they come around? Well, of course, he's not going to know that Mini's going in the pits, so Dirk's going for a move here. But Dirk's eased off a little bit there, allowing Mini to keep that position. Oh, they are side by side here now. Dirk's really trying to get that second spot off of Mini here, and he's done it. Dirk's up to 2nd position. But Mini he's not going to fight back because he is now going to go into the pits just like Grasshopper is. So that's allowed Dirk to retake the lead. Storm will retake 2nd spot. Now will Pete get around the 1st corner before Grasshopper gets out of the pits? That's the question. Let's stay with Pete and see whether he can keep that 3rd position. And he can. Yep, so Grasshopper is leaving the pits now. So he's down to 4th. So is Mini. He's left the pits now as well. They're right. Mini's right there behind him. So now it's round 2. They are both on the soft tyres now as well. Stealthy there is in 6th position, but he is on the hard tyres, so he will. They're both on the softs. He's on the hards. So they're literally just going to pull away from him. He's not going to do anything about him. Right, and there he's got a good gap to Silly there in 7th. But Silly has a half-second penalty. And you got Me Rufus there in 8th. Trying to close that gap onto Silly. Whether he's going to be able to do it is another question. And then you got Phaser here in 9th, Mr. Cool there in 10th. Looks like Mr. Cool's going to try and go for a move here. No, he doesn't. But Mr. Cool is putting Phaser under a lot of pressure, trying to get that ninth spot from him. And then Bry there in 11th, and then Sid there in 12th, and he's got a 6 seconds penalty, so he's caught the line on the entry and the exit of the pit lane, so that's very unfortunate there for him. And now he's going to have first place all behind him, but he just decided to go out completely wide just to allow Dirk to go past, to get out of his way. He didn't have to worry about anyone else for a little while, for a few turns, because Storm's still trying to close that gap on to Dirk at the moment. But at the moment, Dirk is controlling this race at the moment. We're on lap 18. We have got 10 laps remaining. Is it going to stay like this, or is it going to be a position change? Bear in mind, Dirk and Storm still have to pit. So Stormfly's now got past Sid now. And then Pete there in 3rd. And then he's got a decent lead over Grasshopper there in 4th. With Mini's dropped off from him in a little bit in 5th. And Stealth is there in 6th. Still, he's not able to keep up with them because obviously being on the slower tyre. And Silly there in 7th. And Rufus there in 8th. Just look like Rufus is closing that. Looking at at the times, it does look like Rufus is closing that gap on to Silly gradually. Rufus is running more consistent laps around the same time. He is running slightly faster laps than Silly at the moment, but they are both on the same tyre, so there's going to be when it comes to tyre, there is no advantage. But how is Stealth doing? But it looks like these two, Silly and Rufus, are closing that gap on Stealth gradually. So let's go lap 19. Dirk has still got the lead. But Storm definitely is closing that gap on him gradually. There is a new fastest lap of a 1:45.1. From Dirk, and obviously Storm's fastest lap is a 1:45.4. And Pete there in 3rd. He will be taking to the pit lane shortly. I think he may have 1 or 2 more laps. 1, maybe 2 laps left on those medium tyres before he goes into the pits, or he could be coming into the pits now. Here he is, so he's coming in to make his final, what should be his final pit stop now. So that's going to allow Grasshopper to take that 3rd position off of him. So will Mini get past as well, so that push Pete down to 5th. Stealth should get past here. Pete's just leaving his pit box now, but Stealth will get down to that first corner before Pete gets out. Looks like Silly's really closing that gap on Stealth now. So Rufus has dropped off a little bit. I think Rufus made a little mistake, so he's dropped off from Silly a little bit. And Pete is there again. back to battling with Rufus again. Rufus is a little bit ahead of Pete at the moment. I think Pete will get past once Rufus goes into the pits for the final time. So Pete there in 8th. Phaser there in 9th. Mr. Cool there in 10th. Bry there in 11th. And Sid the Sloth there in 12th and has been lapped. So Stormageddon is now into the pits now to go on to his final tyre, which will probably be the hard tyres, I think. This question is going to be, when is Dirk going to take to the pits for his final pit stop? Stormageddon's got a half-second penalty. Yes, this Stormageddon has come out of the pits on the hard tyres. So is Dirk now going to follow suit? Is he going to come in the next with Stormfly going into the pits? Is Dirk going to counteract that and go into the pits as well and do his final pit stop of the race? And Grasshopper there is up to 2nd now with half-second penalty. Mini there in 3rd. Storm there obviously is dropped down to 4th. Stealthy there in 5th place. And Silly is really closing that gap on Stealth now. Silly is running a lap 1 to 2 seconds quicker a lap than Silly is running 1 to 2 seconds a lap quicker at the moment than Stealthy is. And then me Rufus there in 7th. Pulling away from Pete in 8th. And Phaser there in 9th. Mr. Cool there in 10th. Brian Mechanic there 11th, Sid in 12th. I'm trying to now look for where there's a close battle between someone. Probably the closest battle is between Stealth and Silly at the moment. Let's go on board the Stealth. Looks like the Stealth could be taken to the pits now. Yeah, he is. He's taken to the pits to get off them hard tyres. Silly's gone into the pits now as well. So is Rufus. So they've all decided to follow suit on each other. So let's see where they're gonna where it's gonna bring them all out. So Stealthy's on his way out. Silly's on his way out as well, and so is Rufus. They're all three of them. Is Bry going to be able to get past them here? But no, Bry's not able to get around before them. But still, I think Silly put on less fuel than Stealth did. He's already been able to go for moving him. So Silly's up to 8th, whereas Stealth's down to 9th. But looks like this is the biggest battle at the moment between 8th and 9th. Rufus is not too far behind in 10th. Let's go on board with the Stealthman. You see Silly right in front of him, not letting Silly get away. You can literally just about see me Rufus just up the top of the hill. There's probably about 3 or 4 second gap between Stealth and Rufus here at the moment. But Stealth is trying to put Silly under pressure. They come out and he's still keeping Silly. Silly's not getting away at the moment. He's still right ahead of it, just ahead of him. They've got Mr. Cool just down the road from them. He can still see Rufus just about. Come around this long sweeping right-hander. It looks like there's got Mr. Cool is there in 7th. He's got Silly, Stealth and Rufus trying to close that gap gradually on them. So this is the biggest battle at the moment between 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th once he gets there. So Silly is putting Mr. Cool under a lot of pressure here. He wants that 7th place from Mr. Cool. Mr. Cool is now taking to the pits. That's allowed Silly to take 7th, Stealth to take 8th, and me Rufus will take 9th. The Bride will get up to 10th position. And Sid the Sloth there, obviously well back in 12th. So anyway, lap 24, there is not many laps remaining, and Dirk still got a decent lead over Grasshopper. There in 2nd, but Grasshopper could be taken to the pits shortly. Mini has Stormageddon all over his rear bump, looking to try and get past. Looks like Mini is taking for his final pit stop. That's going to allow Stormageddon to get past. So he will go on to his final tyre, which will be, I think, the hard tyres now, I'm not sure. But will he be able to get out before Pete gets out of the pits? Pete's just coming around the final corner now. Is Pete going to get there? Let's stay with Mini and see if Pete can get there before him. Mini's just come out of the pits. He's just ahead of Pete here, but Pete is on the hard tyres. And Mini's on the hard tyres, so there's going to be no advantage here for the three of them. But Pete has got up to 4th. Mini is down to 5th now. Silly there is in 6th. Stealth there in 7th. Now he's got me Rufus right behind him, so he's closed that gap on him significantly. Let's go on board with me Rufus now. Well, not go on board with me Rufus, but let's just stay with these because it looks like this is the closest battle at the moment. And compared to how the distance between each person. You can see Rufus trying to put Stealthy under a lot of pressure, looking at his rear bumper. wanting that 7th position from him. Oh. They had to literally just go, they had to sit there in the sandwich. Looks like Rufus is really trying to get past Stealthy here, but he's not been able to at the moment. I think he wants to get past him before the tyres are crap. Plus they are both on the soft tyres as well. Like he is looking, he really wants to get that position from him. We are on lap 26. Let's go and have a look at everyone else. So Dirk's still got the lead. Grasshopper there in second, but he's going to have to take to the pits shortly. Storm is there in third, closing the gap of Grasshopper, but Grasshopper will most probably be pitting this lap. Let's just stay with Grasshopper and see what he does. Yep, he does. He takes to the pits. Pete there is in third, but Pete Stormfly will take second spot. Grasshopper will drop down to... He's just leaving the pits, his pit box now, so he should be able to get out of the pits before Pete gets around to him. Yep, he will. He's come out on hard tyres. So Pete there is in fourth, Minnie's there in fifth, Silly Shot there is sixth. So Rufus has got past Stealthy now. Rufus is up to seventh. He's got Stealthy chasing him down in eighth. Invader there in ninth. By there in 10th, Mr. Cool there 11th, and Sid the Sloth there in 12th. So at the moment the biggest battle is between me, Rufus, and Stealthy, so let's stay with these two. But it looks like Stealthy is really trying to get that position back from me, Rufus. But Rufus is not having any of it. He's saying, give it a go if you're hard enough. They are really close together at the moment. Is Stealthy going to have the opportunity to get past, or is Rufus going to be able to hold off Stealthy? We are on lap 27, so there will be 2 laps remaining after this lap. So Stealth has 2 laps to try and get that position from Rufus, and Rufus has got 2 laps to defend against the Stealth. Well, on lap 28, so there's one more lap after this lap. So let's go back up to the front. Doug, after dominating this race, well, he's been in first since probably lap 2 or 3, and he's dominated since then. But he's now started his final lap. Stormageddon here in seconds, just about to start his final lap now. The Grasshopper is there in third, and there's Pete there in fourth. Mini's trying to close that gap on him, but at the moment Pete is not having any of it. And Silly there in sixth, and then Rufus there in seventh, still being chased by Stealthy now. But looking at both of their tyre wears are dreadful. We're now coming on to the final lap for Rufus and Stealth. So it's this final lap. If Stealth wants to get that 7th position, he's got to do it this lap. But Rufus has got a bit of a gap to him now. And Phaser there in 9th. Mystical there in 10th. Brian the Mechanic there in 11th. Sid there in 12th. So we better go back with the Dergster, because he's just bringing his car around the final bend. Brilliant victory from Derg to win round 3 at Wilkins Glen, so congratulations to him. Stormageddon, Stormfly is going to come across the line shortly to finish second. So after his terrible start, he's had a brilliant race to get back up to second. Grasshopper is going to take the 3rd podium spot, so he's done well after having that incident on lap 3. Pete's gonna come across the line to finish in 4th. Mini will take 5th. Silly will take 6th. Rufus has been able to hold off Stealthy to finish in 7th, with Stealth in 8th. Phaser will come home to finish in 9th. Mystical will come home to finish in 10th. Brian the Mechanic finishes 11th, and Sid the Sloth will come home to finish a lap down in 12th. So that was round 3. Thank you all for watching. I'd like to give a shout out for our sponsors, Dubby and EAC Eldridge Air Conditioning. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you next time for round 4 at Daytona. So bye bye for now, and hope you enjoyed.